Hello friends, today I have taken a new topic related with Indian geography, and the title of this topic is Why Conservation of Forest is Necessary in India. Friends, you may ask as to why I have selected this topic when the budget session is going on in parliament with allegation and counter allegations. So I have taken this topic because an article was published in the Hindu newspaper that India ranks third globally in forest area gain since 2010-11 to 2020 and 21. Means between 10 years, India got third maximum gain as far as the forest and tree cover are concerned. And it is heartening to note, because of the industrialization, because of the urbanization and pressure of population, the forest cover were very much decreasing, with the result that according to one estimate, India witnessed 135 hectare deforestation per day. So what we see, that because of the population pressure, the plain of India, that means Bihar, it has forest cover in 6% of its geographical area. UP, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, these states have not more than 5% forest cover till date. So it is a matter of great concern for all of us. Why I am telling this? Although it is a fact that more than 15 states of India have more than 33% forest cover as a target fixed by the government of India in 1952. And I will discuss it later on. So what we see, that India in 10 years added per year 266,000 hectare forest cover, and now the forest cover in India has reached to 24%. Now in geographical terms, what we see, that India has now 2% of the total forest cover of the world. Friends, as you know that Brazil, which has the largest forest cover of 59%, and similarly Peru 57%, Russia 50%, and more than other countries of the world which has more than 50% of their areas under forest cover. Government of India has fixed a target of 30% as the forest and tree cover of the total geographical area. And you might be knowing that our geographical area extends to 32 lakh square kilometer area. And now out of this total land area, forest and tree cover accounts for 8,02,088 square kilometer, which is around 24% of the total geographical area of our country. In 1950, the forest cover was to the tune of 40.48 million hectare, and then it increased in 1980 to 67.47 million hectare, and thereafter in 2006 it increased to 69 million hectare. And now the situation for forest and tree cover is around 8,02,088 square kilometer. That means 24% of our area is now under forest cover. Now, but the critics point out that these area, the increase in these areas were not in the traditionally meant for forest area, but the increase was outside the forest area. That means the area covered under plantation orchards. So what you see now that the forest cover in those areas which are having lean forest cover, those area also improved by 7%, and enhancement of dense forest cover also increased by 20%. So now let us start the proceedings, and my lesson plan will include why is it in the news, and I have already told you why is forest conservation important, types of Indian forest, percentage share of different types of forest, problems of Indian forestry, methods of forest conservation, government efforts to conserve forest, and finally conclusion. So friends, if you like my channel AGIS Academy, please share and subscribe, and you will get numerous videos which are meant for different competitive examinations, UPSC, State Civil Services examination, or for general public who want to enhance their knowledge with regard to Constitution of India, Indian history, Indian economy, Indian geography, or current affairs. So friend, just share and subscribe my channel to get benefit out of my lectures. Now let us start the proceedings. Why is it in the news? And I have already told you that India is the third gainers as far as the enhancement in the forest cover is concerned. So in between 2010 to 2020, India started vigorously for afforestation and took numerous steps, and now the result is that the forest cover has increased to 24%, and now India is ranked as the third largest gainer in the world as far as the enhancement of forest cover or tree covers are concerned. So I have already discussed about it. Why is forest conservation important? Friends, as you know that forest creates oxygen, because you might be knowing that forest takes CO2, I mean carbon dioxide, and then release oxygen, I mean O2, and 2 trees are sufficient for a family of 4 members. So everybody should plant at least 2 to 4 trees in his life, because they are life-giving for human beings. So what you see, forest creates oxygen, forest filter the air and reduces pollution because of the stomata. Or in simple terms it can be said pores. Trees absorb maximum pollutant from the air. Forest provide food security. Friends, as you know that forest is also a big source of food security for the large number of people. At least 30 crore people are residing in jungles, forest, and 2 billion people are getting direct livelihood from forest. So what you see, that forest provide food security of large chunk of people. Forest help reduce climate change. Friends, as you know that the most pollutant or the most effective cause for the climate change is CO2, carbon dioxide, or methane, I mean CH4, or sulfur dioxide, SO2. What is the function of trees or forest? It absorb pollutants, I mean carbon dioxide, methane, or sulfur dioxide from the air, and this reduces pollution, which is the reason for the increasing temperature, and that leads to climate change. And we now see that how climatic change has impacted upon our life. Those areas which never saw hailstorm, now hailstorm, tsunamis, hurricane have become the regular features, and these natural disasters cause havoc to the large number of people. So, in order to mitigate the climatic change, it is necessary that we must start afforestation, because the trees are the main conduit and they absorb pollutants from the atmosphere. Forests are an important part of water cycle. Friends, as you know that the roots of trees absorb water, and then later on it releases in the atmosphere. Now because of the deforestation, and you might have anticipated this, that because of the deforestation on the large scale on the Tarai area in Himalayas, what we see that now floods have become regular features in eastern UP and northern Bihar, with the result that large scale migration takes place, lands are submerged into water for 6 months, you can't do cultivation, people have to flee away from those flood affected areas. The most alluvial land of India has now become flooded area for more than 6 months. And why it had happened? Because of the deforestation in the Tarai region of Himalayas by smugglers, by way of commercialization, by way of the use of commercialization of timbers. So what you see that forests are an important part of water cycle. Next, forest protect crop from wind. It is also an important work of forest, and we see that the areas where storms are regular feature, the plantation on the bund of the cultivated land is a important factor to stop crops being wasted, and so forest protects crops from wind. Forest prevents soil erosion. You see that those areas which are very much flood affected, plantation is must, because trees and its root capture soil and it stop soils being washed away. You might be knowing that in India it doesn't rain, but it dawn powers, Musladhar Barsa. So what we see that even a half hour rains, it rains cats and dogs, with the result that the top soil are washed away, resulting into infertility of land. Now the plantation or afforestation prohibits the fertile soils being taken away by the force of rain. Now forest provide medicine, as you might be knowing that medicine like aspirin or cinchona for the treatment of malaria and different types of medicines are obtained from forest. As I have already told you that about 2 billion people are dependent upon forest resources for their livelihood. 30 crore, I mean 300 million people are residing in jungles in the different part of the world. So what you see that forest is just like a lung of our body. We cannot survive without lung, so we cannot survive without forest. Now I will also discuss about the types of forest that are in our country. What are the kinds of forest? And you know, our climatic, there are two conditions for climate and two determinants are rainfall and temperature. So according to the level of rainfall and temperature in India, we have 11 type of forest in different parts of the country, and I will narrate about it. It is essential to know the nature of these forests. So friends, let us start. Tropical evergreen, where there is an annual rainfall of more than 200 centimeter and the temperature ranges between 20 to 27 degrees Celsius. These areas are covered by tropical evergreen forest. What is its special feature? Because leaves do not fall as we find in deciduous forest. So it always remain green. And what we see, the areas are Western Ghat, Andamans and Northeast areas. These areas are least exploited. Why I am telling you? Because these forests are very much dense. Animals are seldom found in these forests, and secondly, it is very much inaccessible to exploit this forest for commercial purposes. So the second class of forest is tropical moist deciduous, and annual rainfall between 100 to 200 centimeter, and the temperature between 20 to 25 or even 30 degrees Celsius. These areas or these forests are found in Sahyadri, northern part of the peninsula, and foothills of Himalayas. Tropical thorny forest, the annual rainfall between 75 to 100 cm, and the temperature 16 degree to 25 to or 30 degrees Celsius. The important areas are Rajasthan, Punjab, Western UP, Madhya Pradesh. Now subtropical mountain forest, the rainfall is 100 to 200 cm and temperature 15 to 22 degrees Celsius. Main areas are northwestern Himalayas, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim. Mountain tropic forests are found at high altitude at the sub-Himalayan region. Now dry deciduous forest, annual rainfall 100 to 150 centimeter, temperature 16 to 35 degrees Celsius, and main areas are Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh. Himalayan moist forest, altitude between 1000 and 2000 meter, and these forests are found in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Darjeeling area in West Bengal. Now Himalayan dry temperate forest, and this is also the high altitude forest, and these forests are found in Jammu Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Sikkim. For want of time, I am at a loss to discuss the specific features of this forest in detail. So on another day I will discuss the special feature of this forest. Finally, mountain wet temperate forest, and these forests are found at the altitude of 1500 meter to 3500 meter, and annual temperature is 12 to 15 degrees Celsius, and annual rainfall is 100 to 250 centimeter. These forests are also found in sub-Himalayan region. Similarly, alpine and subalpine forest between the altitude of 2500 to 35 meter, desert vegetation, and you might be knowing the Rajasthan or the Thar desert has the desert vegetation where the rainfall is between the 10 centimeter to 20 centimeter. Rainfall is very much scanty, and the temperature is between 20 to 50 degrees Celsius. So what you see, Rajasthan and northern Gujarat are having such type of vegetation. Finally, tidal forest, and friends, it is also called mangrove forest. Why? These forests are found in the coastal area of Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, and the main trees are mangroves. So this kind of forest is also called mangrove forest. So this is the map of India and the natural vegetation, and I have to discuss a bit so that you can understand the desert. This is the desert, and this desert includes the Thar desert of Rajasthan and northern part of Gujarat. So this is the desert type of vegetation, and then alpine and subalpine. Alpine and subalpine. What is this? This one, you see this? This one is sub-Himalayan region west of Ladakh, And this vegetation is conditioned by the level of altitude, and I have already discussed about it. And then Himalayan dry. Himalayan dry, this one is Himalayan dry. You see this one, it is also. Then Himalayan moist, this one at the lower end. And thereafter, what you see, subtropical vegetations are found in these areas. And these areas, you might be knowing, this is the area of Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and upper reaches of Karnataka. And thereafter, mountain wet temperature. This one is the mountain wet temperature, northeastern areas. And these areas, you might be knowing, this is Arunachal Pradesh, or this one is Sikkim. So moist deciduous forest, this is the area, this one. And this is also the area that covers moist deciduous forest. Similarly, the northern part of UP and Bihar also covers moist deciduous forest. Now tropical thorny, this is the area of Gujarat, Kathiawar, and where all these things are. Tropical dry deciduous, the entire area. You see the Madhya Pradesh, the southern Rajasthan, and then the southern UP, Bihar, Haryana, Punjab. These areas are covered by dry deciduous forest. And thereafter, tropical evergreen. Tropical evergreen is the forest. You see this one, the northeastern area. These are the area of tropical evergreen. And then what you find in the Western Ghat, this area. And then mangrove, this one, the completely black color. This is the coastal forest or tidal forest on the coastal area of Bay of Bengal. So 11 types of forest have been described by me one by one. I hope that this will very much benefit you. Percentage share of different types of forest. This is also important to know. You know, friends, that tropical moist deciduous, largest forest area is covered under tropical moist deciduous, and it is 37% of the total forest cover of India. Tropical dry deciduous, 28.8%, and tropical evergreen, 12.1%, subtropical 9.5%, mountain wet temperature 7.0%, alpine and subalpine 2.19%, tropical thorny forest 2.6%, and mangrove forest 0.06%. So friends, what we see, that the most important forest for commercial exploitation, for habitation of people, are those areas like tropical dry deciduous, tropical evergreen forest, where maximum animals are living, maximum people are living. So these areas, which accounts for 65 or 66% of the total forest cover area, are commercially very much beneficial. for us. Problems of Indian forestry. What are the problems that our forest confronts? Number one, low forest cover, uneven distribution of forest. And I have already told you that there are certain areas which has more than 33% forest cover, like in the northeastern states. But there are other areas like big estates, like West Bengal, where the forest cover is only 12%, like Bihar, where the forest cover is 6%, UP, the largest state so far as population is concerned, and what we see, there the forest cover is only 5%. Similar situation obtains in the state of Haryana, Punjab and Rajasthan, where the forest cover is not more than 5%. And this is a matter of great concern for all of us. So what we see, that Andaman and Nicobar, Assam, Goa, Kerala, Meghalaya, Sikkim are, or Uttarakhand, Mizoram, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur have more than the target of 33% as the forest cover. 40% of the total forest area is not accessible. And I have already told you that so far as the evergreen forests are concerned, it is very difficult to get access. We do not find sunshine. So 40% of the total forest area is not accessible and has not been exploited commercially. The tropical evergreen forests are not easily accessible. I have already told you. There are inadequate protection against forest fires, insects, pests and plant diseases. Forest fire is one of the important problems of forestry. And you might be knowing, friends, that worldwide it is the biggest problem for forestry, where we see in Australia, in the US, large forest areas were destroyed because of the forest fire, either by natural causes or by man-made causes. So, inadequate protection against the forest fire, insects, pests and plant diseases. Again, shifting cultivation in the northeastern areas. And friends, as you know, that even the tribals of northeastern areas practice shifting cultivation, with the result that large number of trees are felled. They are cut down for the cultivation of their crops. And then after cultivation for 2 or 3 years on that field, the tribals shift to another areas for doing cultivation. So this practice of shifting cultivation, or I mean jhum cultivation, jhum, it is also called jhum. Jhum cultivation creates havoc as far as the forestation is concerned. Why I am telling this? Because large number of trees are cut down in the process of shifting cultivation. Now, government has done extraordinary job by making people aware of the negative impact upon forest, but still this practice is going on. Now, inadequately trained forest staffs, India is losing 135 hectare per day of forest. So why we are losing? Because of the pressure of agriculture, because of the population pressure. You might be knowing that when our country became independent, our population was 36 crore. Now we have reached 137 crore. So within a span of 75 years, what you see? That there is a an increase of 100 crores in our population, and the pressure of population has caused havoc with our forest. The increasing urbanization and industrialization also played a major cause for the deforestation in different parts of the country. Open grazing, this is another problem, and this is practiced by rural people, tribal people, and so this also causes problem for forestry. Then growing demands for agricultural land, and you might be knowing that 50 to 100 years back, Tarai area, I mean the sub-Himalayan region, were full of trees. Now what you see, that the entire Tarai belts adjoining Nepal or the middle Himalayas region or even the Shivalik region, these regions have been completely deforested, with the result that now floods have become a regular feature in eastern UP and Bihar, and these areas are now meant for agricultural land. So what you see, that the growing urbanization, industrialization, as I have told you, also played havoc with the forest, and construction of multi-purpose projects like Hirakud Dam, like Kosi project. After independence, Government of India launched multi-purpose projects for irrigation, for generating electricity. So what you see, that during the process of construction of multi-purpose project, large number of trees were cut down. Similarly, increasing commercial activities like the beginning of paper mills and different type of timber industries that have cropped up in different parts of the country in the vicinity of forest also played havoc with our forest. Now we switch over to another point. Now friends, as you know, what are the methods that is essential for forest conservation? Number one, afforestation. We will have to make afforestation on large scale, and Government of India and different states are doing, and that's why we are the third ranked country which achieved maximum gain as far as the forest cover is concerned within a span of 10 years. So afforestation is must, and thereafter social forestry to meet out the needs of local people, to get fuel wood, to get timber, to plant trees for commercial use. So social forestry is must, where the participation of people is a fundamental factor, and this social forestry is going on in the rural areas since 1980s, and it has also bore fruit. So what you see, plantation of trees along roads, rivers, ponds, railway lines, canal banks, all these areas should be planted by trees. Next, development of green belts in the urban areas, plantation of community forest on Gram Sabha land, and you might be knowing that in every village there are certain lands, there are government lands. These lands should be used for plantation of trees, and similarly villagers should be provided soft loans, I mean loans on concessional rate, to revive the degraded lands or degraded forest. Now, encroachment of forest, it must be stopped, and then rural population should be provided alternate source of energy or fuel wood, and as Government of India is doing, and government is providing each household with cooking gas. So it has a salutary effect upon the health of our forest, because now the rate by which deforestation was going on in countryside, now it has put a brake upon it. Now mining and industrial activities should be so planned that it should cause least damage to forest. Mining contractors should be mandated to plant trees after the end of mining activity in those areas. Industries should adopt anti-pollution devices and must compensate for the forest loss by new plantation. Tribal and local people should be directly involved in the protection and regeneration and management of forest. Shifting cultivation should be gradually replaced by terraced farming and orchard development. Scientific method to contain forest fire, more research for forestry and awakening program for students, and the forestry must form the part of the syllabus for students, so that they must become aware of the importance of forestry in our life. Now we switch over to another point, and this is what are the government's efforts to conserve forest. Number one, National Forest Policy of 1952 demarcated forest area into three categories. Number one, reserve forest. Number two, protected forest. And number three, unclassified forest or village forest. Under reserve forest, nobody was allowed to enter into these reserve forests without the permission of the authorities, and this formed part, the 53% of the total forest area covered under this reserve forest. And then it is a protected forest where the people were allowed to do activity like they can take animals for grazing, they can collect fuel woods without doing major damage to forest. And finally is a village forest. Government also fixed the target 33% forest cover of the total geographical areas. And now you might be knowing that our total land area is 32 lakh square kilometer. So I have already given you data that how government has achieved 24% forest cover of the total geographical area to the tune of more than 8 lakh square kilometer under forest cover. Now this target is meant for hilly and Tarai region, and it must go up to 60%, and for the plain area the target is fixed for 25% as forest cover. So National Forest Policy 1988, now government again launched National Foreign Policy 1988, and main important ingredient of this policy was environmental stability by preservation and restoration of ecological balance, then control of soil erosion and denudation in catchment areas of river, lakes and reservoirs by planting trees on their banks, check on the extension of sand dunes in desert areas of Rajasthan, substantial increase in forest cover through massive afforestation and social forestry, involvement of people in the forest management, and increase in the productivity of forest to meet the national need. And finally, the Ministry of Environment is implementing a forestation scheme in the forest area with participatory approach. That means the people's participation is must to succeed our forest policy. Conservation and development of forest primarily involves three strategies: afforestation through natural and artificial regeneration, protection and management of forest. The ministry is implementing three major schemes for development of forest areas. Number one, National Afforestation Program. In short, it is called NAP, and is being implemented in degraded forest areas. Number two, National Mission for Green India. It aims at improving the quality of forest and increasing forest cover. And the third, Forest Fire Prevention and Management of Scheme. It takes care of forest fire prevention and management measures. So these are the three-pronged policy adopted by Government of India to fight against deforestation and to increase afforestation in our country. Now, the NAP is a program between the center and state, where the share of center is 60% and the share of state is 40%. But insofar as the northeastern areas are concerned, there the share of the allocation between the center and the states are between 90:10%. So since 2002, an amount of 3,874 crore rupees have been released till 2018-19 to various states and is being utilized for afforestation over 21 lakh hectare sanctioned area. Now conclusion. Friends, what conclusion we drew from this lecture? Number one, continued exploitation of forest resources damage the forest ecosystem beyond repair. There are certain areas where the damaged forest cannot now be revived. Secondly, forests are life-sustaining agents. We can't sustain. Our life will be in danger without forest. So, forest is a part and parcel of our life. Now, necessary for maintaining ecological balance. It is necessary that ecological balance be maintained by way of afforestation. So, friends, I have discussed in detail about the importance of forest, about the type of forest that prevails in our country. Our country has continental dimension, and so its climate has also varied. And I have already given you the description about the 11 type of forest that obtains in our country. And this is because of the differential rainfall or differential temperature and differential altitude. So these three factors determines about the kind of forest. So friends, I hope that you might have got benefit out of this lecture. If you have any suggestion, please share with me, subscribe my channel and take advantage out of my lectures. Thank you very much.